I am thrilled to be here with members of Centaur and Gemini, Stacy Brown of Visit Shreveport Bossier. I am pleased to announce that as a result of the cooperative efforts between the crews, the city departments, the city of Shreveport, particularly the real special help of visitshreveport.bossier.org, we have ironed out the details for successful Mardi Gras parades for Centaur and Gemini. The parades will go as they would originally have been scheduled. We have made arrangements through the efforts of the Chief of Police, through visitshreveport.org and other people to have all of the security that we need for the parade so that the African American parade and the Centaur parade can be held on their respective customary dates. Both of the parades will start at 2:45. They will have their customary routes. We've ironed out all of the other details. I want to say a very special thanks to the members of the two crews for working with us to work through the issues that we had that were raised by public safety concerns, not because of any animosity toward the crews or their members or members of the public. But I believe what we have worked out is something the public will be able to enjoy, the crews will be able to enjoy, and we could go forward with a very happy and successful Mardi Gras. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to Stacy Brown, and she will have some comments for you. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming today to help us really start kicking off the Mardi Gras season. You know, some of you may be wondering, why visit Shreveport Bossier? Why would we get involved in this process? And it's because of tourism and the great tourism that these crews provide through their parades. During the parades, we have about 225,000 people that attended the 5 parades, and about 41% of those people were out-of-town visitors. So that provides a tremendous economic impact to our community. So the direct visitor spending was a little over $10 million. With the indirect spending and the media exposure, it's nearly $20 million to our community during one Mardi Gras season. So that is why it's so important that we all work together to provide not only a great event for our local citizens to enjoy, but also something that can provide great economic impact through our visitors coming to our community. So that visitor impact means you and I pay less in tax dollars because they help pay those taxes for us. So it's a great opportunity to showcase the culture and the history of our community to visitors. I can't say enough thank yous as well to the crews of Centaur and Gemini and the other crews as well for all that they do for our community throughout the year. Many of us think of them really just during that Mardi Gras season, but it couldn't happen without all of their preparation throughout the year and all the civic duty that they do throughout the year to help our crews participate in the community. Obviously, this wouldn't happen without Mayor Arceneaux, Chief Smith, the City Council, and the whole team here at the City of Shreveport. If you've ever been behind one of those parades, you've seen the mass of beads and paper and other things left behind. Well, this crew at the City of Shreveport does a phenomenal job of cleaning up right after those parades are over. So we can't say enough thank yous to all of the city personnel and the police, especially in fire, that keep us safe during those parades. So let's turn it over to the crews. I'd like to bring up Ricky Bridges, the captain of the crew of Centaur, and Patrick Gallagher, who is the co-captain for the parade for the crew of Gemini, to tell you a little bit more about what's going to happen.
Good morning. On behalf of the crew of Centaur, I'd like to thank the mayor and his staff and the chiefs and their staff for helping us get this going and putting this together. And we're ready to put on a parade. And we're trying to get everybody to get excited, and we look forward to it. And we're just ready to roll, and we appreciate all y'all's help. Thank you.
On behalf of the crew of Gemini, I want to thank Mayor Arceneaux and his staff and the chief and his staff for allowing us to help secure a parade for this year, ensure some public safety, and then continue to put on a Mardi Gras parade for the past 35 years for the Shreveport Bossier community, and hopefully for many, many more years afterwards also. Thank you.
Okay, we have Chief Clarence Reese, Chief Wayne Smith, Gary Norman from the Department of Public Works, Gary Brooks, City Councilman for District B, where the parades will initiate. And if you have questions, we'll try and direct those. Yes,
Jeff. What I'd like to do is, first of all, it's great news that we're having this, but what's the exact number of officers that are going to be there at the parade? Because that's critical.
I have to defer to Chief Smith for.
I'm so happy that our community partners came forward to help us. My prayers were answered. Our numbers were very low, but now we should have for the African American parade around 75 to 100 officers, and for the other two parades we should exceed 200, which is still a little bit lower than our numbers were in many years, but they're at a point where we feel that we can have a successful and safe day.
I was just going to say, though, the police union president says anything lower than 300 and it's Russian roulette. You guys it could be very dangerous with so many people drinking, especially if not all those officers have arresting power. So if it's low 200s, I think people are going to be, a little concerned.
Well, everyone that will be there will have arrest authority, and we feel confident that what we have we'll be able to work with and ensure a very safe parade.
Any other questions?
Chief, what safety measures are going to be put in place ahead of the parades?
Well, obviously, SPD is there in force on the parade route, the entire area, the day before the parade occurs, and we'll be bringing in people early. We have a lot more technology is going to be deployed this time with drones and other things to help us keep our area safe.
Other questions?
What will the fire department's role be out there?
Sure. So always, fire department's role is health and safety. We maintain all of those thoroughfares, making sure that citizens that may have medical emergencies and also any potential fires that may come about, we make sure we extinguish those, and we work in collaboration with Ballantine Ambulance, making sure citizens are transported to appropriate hospitals.
We all have more firefighters out there this time around?
We will have about the same amount that we normally have. It's going to be about 50 firefighters. We also will be pushing out some information through social media on what you can and cannot burn along those parade routes, and fire prevention will be heavily involved also.
You changed the times back, right?
We split the difference. Last year they started at 3 o'clock. We had started with 2, and so they'll start at 2:45.
That's compromise. Will it actually finish by dusk?
They should be scheduled to finish by 7 o'clock, and we have measures in place in the event that they don't. Any other questions?
What are the measures if they don't?
The contract provides for some stipulated damages for particular violations of the particular parade issues that are there, but frankly, we've had such a good relationship that I don't anticipate that being an issue on either side.
Yeah, you had talked about at least having teeth in that agreement. So what kind of arrangement did you guys make? Like, what are some of the things they have to follow?
Distance between floats, which I think we settled on at 100, between entries, we settled on at 100 feet. When you get beyond that, people start getting in the street, so we were concerned about that. The time of start and the time of finish were those. They also are required to have wreckers every fifth float, so that if there's a float that's disabled, there's a wrecker very nearby to be able to pull it off so that the parade can continue. Any other questions? Well, let me tell you, this is a day to celebrate. I want to celebrate with the crews. I thank the crews for their cooperation and their patience through this process. I have provided a king cake if you would like to have a piece of king cake, and there's soft drinks and water and coffee to the side. So if you want to celebrate with us, that would be great. Otherwise, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you.